And welcome back to the Crypto Hulk program. Brian C., he's got 10 minutes and then he's got to watch some other show. Most of you guys, I think we bumped it up to 15 minutes. So there you go. It's Crypto Hulk, not a financial advisor, not a crypto advisor, none of the above. I don't know anything about crypto or financial advice. I don't know why you listen to this channel. You should turn off this show right now. This will be the worst show ever. You will be financially destroyed if you watch this program. I'm just letting you know. And every day I get high off heroin, cocaine. I usually smoke about 5 pounds of heroin every day and then mix that up. Some days, 5 pounds of methamphetamine. Just depends on if I feel like flying high all day. All right. What I wanted to show you is fundamental news. I don't care what's going on on the news channels. What I'm going to show you is what is actually happening. Okay. That's how I'm not upset about the crypto prices. Like I know what is going on. I'm watching it every day. Today, we're going to see an example. I already called it all the way back in February. I said, look, these Democrats ain't voting for shit. They want to open the borders. They got these communist elected people starting to pop up everywhere with all these ungrateful bastards coming into the United States. They have nothing to give the country. All they want to do is disrupt our way of life, change our religion, and have everybody putting towels on their head. That's not what's going to happen here. So right here, let's talk about what is happening in the crypto world. Jeffrey Gaylord, welcome back to the channel. Jeffrey called me earlier and wanted straight up dope fiend advice. So we went over some stuff and he said, Crypto Hulk, what are you buying? What have you bought the past 30 days? What are your thoughts about such and such? So we went over that. Michael Ward, I've been financially wrecked for 2 years and I love it. Man, okay, here's your article right there. Coinbase. But Crypto Hulk, what's going on with crypto? What's going on with crypto? Like everything. The whole fucking system's changing every day. People are like, but the price is still the same. These people are so broke. I can't even talk to these people. It's not even worth my time. They have no fucking idea what's going on. Okay. Coinbase. Now, I want you to understand this. Coinbase is a partner with JP Morgan on the left and BlackRock on the right. Do you see what that means? I'm going to break this down right now. You got JP Morgan, arguably the world's biggest bank. Then you got BlackRock, the world's biggest investment advisor. Nobody has more money and assets under management than BlackRock, $12.5 trillion. They're partnered up with Coinbase. I want you to see how massive the bank and the investment house is hooked up with the crypto supplier. They pretty much make the biggest team on the entire planet. I want you to notice what's going on, everybody. Don't get faked out by all the dumb shit Democrats not voting for any of this crypto. The crypto exchange, Coinbase, said it secured regulatory approval to offer tokenized securities from Abu Dhabi as the Emirate deepens its push into on-chain finance. The biggest 3 companies, I want you to see the theater right here. I'm not trying to be melodramatic now. The biggest 3 in the entire world, and they have to start in Abu Dhabi. They want to start tokenizing finance. The biggest 3 companies in the world that are American can't do it in America because the Democrats are holding it up. So they're going to go to a foreign country and get permission to what they want to do in America. Do you realize how foolish this is? Where's the bullshit meter?
Oh, no, you did it. That's some bullshit. Hey, you over there. Don't bring that over here. That's bullshit.
Okay. That's worth a 3 bullshit.
Seriously? That's bullshit.
Okay. That's how we're going to start the show off today, with the bullshit meter. Hello, Pat. Do you realize how fucking ridiculous this is? This is absolutely Hollywood acting at its best. These 3 global giants started off in the U.S. and are the most systemically important businesses in the entire world. And they can't do this in the United States. That's why I had to hit the bullshit meter 3 times. Everybody, don't be fooled. This is so fucking stupid what we're watching right here. It was all predictable. I've been predicting all this. Look, how am I able to predict all this dumb shit? Because I already know this is all fake. I told you already, the rest of the world, all the brokey companies, all the brokey countries, Philippines, Africa, the continent, all these, all around, Mexico and all that, Brazil, they're all going to have all this crypto regulation before we do. The Democrats are still going to be like, well, we need investor protection. Dude, did you realize what is happening? Everything I'm saying is coming exactly true. I don't know when, but I'm right. All the early Ripple partners, Brazil, China, Russia, Indonesia, Japan, Turkey, Israel, they're all going to have, that's my Zoltar prediction, they're all going to have crypto regulation before the United States. Imagine that. We're going to be fucking around over here with our thumb up our ass, dicking around, while the Democrats are opening the borders, allowing all these fucking dumb, useless people to come in the country. They don't speak the language. They never want to learn. They don't want to assimilate in the culture. They just want to fuck shit up. And then the Democrats want to have us all turn communist into some kind of Muslim communist country, or I don't even know what the fuck they're trying to do. That party is so disillusioned. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, let's continue with this article. These people are so fucking stupid. The older I get, not the Alan Jackson song, but the older I get, the bullshit meter, I just got to push that shit every day. All right. Coinbase is setting up its international tokenization hub. Are you serious? In Abu Dhabi, giving the crypto exchange a regulatory base. That's their home base for bringing traditional securities on chain outside of the United States. Are you kidding me? Do you see how foolish this is? This is the fakest fake. Like, if you can't see this, and all this shit was started with the government. This is all the government right here. Ripple Russia, Ripple Indonesia, all this shit's so fake. The company said Tuesday it received financial services permission from the Financial Services Regulatory Authority of Abu Dhabi Global Markets, allowing Coinbase to arrange investment deals and provide custody for tokenized services, but not allowed in the United States. Do you see how foolish this is? This is like absolutely ridiculous. The average people have no idea what's going on. We're sitting over here laughing at how foolish this is, that I'm calling all these shots, and the rest of the world has no idea what's going on. And if they if they are watching the news, they're like, oh, look, crypto's going bad. Crypto, that's what the people say. I don't know what they're talking about. Crypto's going bad. it's going to Coinbase is going over to the Middle East. They're leaving crypto. It's doomed in America. They think that crypto in America is going to be doomed and the rest of the world. Look, it don't matter. Okay, brokies that don't know anything. It don't matter where you live. That crypto goes up or down. All around the world, it's the same. Just want to let you know. We don't have to have crypto laws. That crypto is still going to go up eventually to crazy numbers. We could completely outlaw crypto in the United States, and guess what? You're still going to see a $500 XRP eventually. The Democrats can kick it out and outlaw it. All that means is you in America will miss out on making money because they could close all the exchanges and stop Americans from buying shit like they already have. All it does is stop Americans from getting rich. That was their whole goal. That's why we have VPNs and we have ID cards from foreign countries. And we got a lot of other little tricks that we have to do. If we have to buy crypto from a foreign exchange or whatever, we figure out ways to get shit done. I want everybody to follow the law because this show's being recorded. And I want everybody to see how I always follow the law, okay? I would never, ever think about having you bypass laws, okay? Because I love following the law. Just want to make that clear. The move comes as tokenization. Tokenization is gaining traction, not in America, across traditional finance, with global asset managers and banks putting funds, bonds, private credit, and stocks on blockchain rails, but not in America. Thank you, Democrats. Supporters see the technology as a way to make securities easier to transfer around the clock, settle trades near instantly, and eventually use them as collateral in on-chain markets, but not in America. Abu Dhabi has positioned itself in a better place than America as a key testing ground for that movement. The Abu Dhabi global market introduced, now why didn't the United States introduce this? A regulatory framework for virtual assets in 2018. What, Crypto Hulk? That was 8 years ago. Abu Dhabi came up with a crypto framework 8 years ago. Yeah, the Democrats won't have that though. And Abu Dhabi has since attracted crypto and tokenization firms seeking a regulated base in the region. No major financial center has yet built a framework that treats tokenized equities simultaneously as securities, blockchain native tokens, and DeFi composable assets. They're doing all of this in Abu Dhabi. They're treating tokenized equities at the same time as they have clarity on securities, blockchain native tokens, DeFi, etc. They've got all of it going on over there. It's all worked out. In America, we can't have this because Trump makes money. The Democrats are all, Trump makes money on crypto. It's illegal. That's the only thing they fucking care. They're holding the whole country hostage just because Trump's family makes money on crypto. Isn't that a damn shame? And people still vote for these stupid, useless, dumb shit people in office called Democrats. Coinbase have already established, it's has, H-A-S, they're putting have. Coinbase have already established a footprint, has established, that's what I would put, has, in United Arab Emirates before Tuesday. In 2023, the firm's asset management arm initiated Project Diamond to let institutional investors issue and trade digital assets on Coinbase, Ethereum-based blockchain network. They've already been doing this, everybody, for 3 years. They have been trading crypto for 3 years, already done. Project Diamond to allow people to trade using Base, Coinbase's Ethereum-based blockchain network. Last month, Mubadala Capital, the asset management arm of Abu Dhabi Sovereign Wealth Fund, last month tokenized one of its private market investment strategies through the United Arab Emirates. They've already started this tokenization already years ago. Wowee. In America, they're holding it back as best as they can. You got Elizabeth Warren out there scaring everybody, acting like she's still an Indian. Wow, this is really, America is something else, man. We got so many fucking dummies that are filling up this country right now. We got the useless, broke retards hopping the borders coming into America. It's lowering the IQ of the country. That's what I've been reading on the internet. Kids today will be dumber than like our parents. For the first time, kids will always end up smarter every generation except for this one. You wonder why. We got too many amoeba and spirogyra in the gene pool. Way too many germs coming in around the world. Okay, let's look here. Let's do a deep dive on this. And let's find out what cryptos are involved. There are some cryptos involved in this you're going to want to know about. Deep dive time. August 11th. Coinbase announced it had secured a financial services permission from the Financial of Abu Dhabi. Okay, so they got the green light. They're going to have regulated securities, blockchain native tokens, and they're going to have DeFi. In America, we can't have any of this. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. They're going to have 24/7 transfers, near instant settlement. Everybody, man, one day we're going to be rich. As long as you get your cryptos, lock them up at Caleb and Brown. Make sure you got the crypto lawyers to protect your shit from massive amounts of tax. If you're not doing what I'm saying, you're fucking yourself, okay? I'm just letting you know. When this thing rips, 50% tax rates, 30, 35 for the government, 10 to 15 for the states. That's about almost half your crypto gone because you didn't get the Crypto Hulk lawyer. Your choice. Alrighty then. I would say right about now is when you should start thinking about that law firm shit, okay? Once we start hearing about, because if they come back and they vote for this Clarities Act, oh, you got caught with your pants down with your dick in your boyfriend's ass, okay? Not a good picture to put on the internet. Coinbase was founded in 2012 by Brian Armstrong. He's a former Airbnb software engineer. He also has IBM and Deloitte experience. That's Ripple and Stellar right there. Let's dig a little deeper here. Now we're getting into a deeper dive. I'm going to start pulling up what they're really doing. Base is an Ethereum layer 2. They had something called Project Diamond. That's when the institutions would start using and moving and testing all this crypto shit, okay? They had to know if it worked. They didn't want to start it in the United States because you got all the Democrats saying, no. So in 2023, that's when good old Joe Biden was in office and Gary Gensler, and they had it all shut down because they had to allow the Middle Easterns to do all this shit. Can't have America doing that. You got to shut it all down. Let's see. Blockchain stack. What is the technology that we know of helping all this? They have more, quote, in-house infrastructure. That means they don't want to tell you what it is. Let me do a copy paste for that. They want to hide it from you guys, what they're doing. Project Diamond. a compliant platform for institutions, primarily non-U.S., to issue trade. Here's what they were doing from 2023 over in the Middle East. They were issuing crypto, trading crypto, managed digital native assets, and debt instruments. This combines Base with Coinbase Prime Custody, on-chain wallets. Oh, they got their crypto wallets, everybody. They got Circle floating around over there. They integrated Chainlink. They've been doing all this stuff. Project Diamond. Oh, I bet you it was a diamond. Meanwhile, back in the United States, Gary Gensler's shutting it all down while the Arabs are over there shooting and custodying and doing everything with crypto they can imagine. And guess what crypto they're using? Centrifuge. Oh, right here. Let me see if I can take these two lines. Let me see if I can send this to you right here. Yeah, Centrifuge. Nope, almost. I could almost get the whole thing. Right there. That's a crypto. Let me pop it up here. You can buy it at Caleb Brown. They have the best. If you buy stuff at Caleb Brown, that's how you know you're not going to get like buying the wrong coin. Okay. At Caleb Brown, they don't carry two bases or two centrifuges. You know, if it's on Caleb Brown, that's what it is. You're not getting ripped off by buying a fake coin. Here's Centrifuge right here. It's 15 cents. Let's do a copy and a paste. Right there. Centrifuge, everybody. That's massive. Let's continue and see what else we find. They're using some Solana suite. They're using multi-chains. Core use case. Bringing in Project Diamond, they're able to bring traditional securities like public equities, private funds, debit card, structured products on chain, bringing traditional securities on chain. Everybody, you know what? I think this shit's already done. I really do. I think they're just hooking up countries that don't have this tech. That's what I think. All the experimental shit, that shit's done. And if they say they're testing it, it's already fucking done, okay? They've been saying that fucking testing shit. I've been in crypto 6 years, and that's the fucking excuse. They've got all the DeFi. I'm seeing it all right here. So they're done with the test shit, okay? For some reason, these Democrats are trying to hold all this shit back. Yeah, of course, you got Luxembourg, always keeps popping up. Centrifuge is the preferred partner for Base. Chainlink pops up again. Now, if you want cryptos that are like Chainlink, oracles, but they're more for DeFi and Web3, let me show you some options. Chainlink's like $8, plus it's played out like an 80-year-old hooker. Let's go with Pyth. Pyth is one that I could say that's an oracle, and it will take market share from Pyth. When this thing takes off, I was talking to a person today, one of you guys, about Pyth, because he's like, dang, Crypto Hulk, I like Chainlink, but how about Pyth? That would be an option for you. I'm not going to get into teaching about it. If you want another option beside Chainlink, I would go with Redstone. Let me figure out what happened here. There it is. Redstone would be a great alternative. It's 8 cents. And you can buy both of those at Caleb and Brown. Let me go back to the deep dive. Let's try to find more cryptos. Circle, of course. Deep traditional integration is strongest on the institutional side. Full U.S. banking. They start talking about the DTCC a little bit here. I'm not going to get into the DTCC and all that stuff. I've talked about that too much. So anything DTCC related, get it. All right. Let's look at the venture capitals for all this. Who put money into Coinbase going overseas? Tiger Global, Ribbit, RIBBIT, A16Z. Oh, there you go right there. That's how you know. If you see A16Z involved in it, that's something you want to get into. Summary assessment. Grok says Coinbase is one of the best positioned public crypto companies to scale institutional real-world assets. It combines a battle-tested institutional. It has franchise, custody, prime, distribution, layer 2, which is base. It's got centrifuge and this other crypto. Let me look it up first to make sure I got the right one. Yep. Let me see how much that one is. Kaio. Oh, here's a crypto right here. And it's 1 penny, almost 2 cents. This one's a cheap one for all the cheap bastards out there. Kaio. Let me copy and paste the Kaio for you so you can see it. Right here. Strategic infrastructure. So here it is. Let me copy and paste. That crypto will have first mover advantage right there, Kaio. Centrifuge, Chainlink, Kaio, Apex. I don't know if Apex is a crypto. Let me look it up. I don't follow every crypto. Yes, it is. It's crypto. I believe this is the one they're talking about. I'm not sure. It's 20 cents. But this is one that they're talking about here, Apex. All right, let me get back to the deep dive. We're talking about the story. So I asked Grok, what's so big about this article? Grok says, the story made news because a major publicly traded crypto exchange secured a concrete regulatory license in a progressive jurisdiction to operationalize tokenized securities at scale. Yes, the choice of Abu Dhabi over waiting for the United States clarity is very important. The U.S. still lacks. The U.S. doesn't have the equivalent framework that Abu Dhabi has. Are you hearing this? Where we don't have laws for wallets and staking. Oh, we have nothing at all in America. By choice, on purpose, I just want to show you, it's all fake. So Coinbase basically goes to Abu Dhabi and doesn't do this in the United States. Do you realize how fucking stupid this shit is? That's embarrassing to have to live in a country and have this stupid fucking kindergarten level drama shit going on. Totally embarrassing. Okay. Let me check some comments here. Michael Muldoon. I tried, have a company and all set up. Now I found out the other 40% income tax on top of the 12% trust maybe seems like a lot of ducking and driving. Okay, I can't quite understand what you're talking about, but kind of like what I said, if you don't have your trust, see, what's going to happen with me is my shits might get taxed 50%. So then what? Okay, let's say I make 20 million, and then they want 10 million in tax. I go out, I borrow 10 million on my crypto, go buy a $10 million house. That is now my office. My tax is gone. I have a house. I could rent that shit out for who knows how much money. So when you don't have Anderson, you got to pay that $10 million. When you do have Anderson, you can deduct that for a business expense because I'm buying an office for 10 million bucks. So I borrow. I don't have to come up with the money. I just borrow off that $20 million and go buy my office, and then I don't have to give the government a fucking thing, and they can go back to sucking dicks and not taking my money, okay? But if you don't have the Anderson, you're going to be bending over, and Uncle Sam's going to be sticking his wiener up your ass, okay? That's how this works. While he's taking your 10 million from you, okay? So let's look here. Digital Prime Technologies. Okay, let's go with Zama. We went over the crypto Zama probably a month ago. It's back in the news again because it's now getting better exposure. And let me show you the Zama Coin Gecko. It's 4 cents. Zama is 4 cents, and they only have 2 billion of these made. Nice low number. Zama. Zama brings its blockchain privacy token to Revolut's 70 million users. Zama listed its native token, Zama, on Revolut across the EEA on Monday, opening trade to the fintech's more than 70 million customers. It's a confidentiality protocol. That means it's got privacy involved. That means businesses are going to love this one. It uses fully homomorphic encryption. It's not a sexual term, unless you want it to be. Zama has listed its native token for trading on Revolut across the European Economic Area. It's a blockchain privacy project. Existing Revolut users can buy and hold the token without opening a new account or completing additional identity checks, with trading fees starting at $0 in the main app. Revolut, which bills itself as the only banking app in the European area offering on-chain crypto transfers, will also let users withdraw Zama to a self-custody wallet. Oh, that's going to be very big. When this thing fully gets going, yes, people are going to like that. Zama builds confidentiality tools using fully homomorphic encryption, a technique that lets your balance transactions, and positions stay encrypted on public blockchains, such as Ethereum, without routing them through a separate privacy chain. So what we're seeing now is maybe some of the privacy coins like Monero disappearing possibly. Privacy is something people expect everywhere else in their financial lives, but on chain, they simply haven't been able to have it. The protocol now spans confidential lending, real-world asset tokenization, and institutional token operations. Zama partnered with Morpho. That is big. That is very massive. And Steakhouse Financial in June. They have a confidential DeFi yield vault on Ethereum and acquired token ops in May to bring encrypted token distributions to institutional issuers. Let me take a look at the deep dive here on this real quick. It's across the European Economic Area. That's the EEA. You can buy, hold, withdraw Zama to self-custody wallets with no new account or extra KYC. So you could, okay, I'm telling you what. Revolut is allowing people to do this, and they don't have to learn all this crypto shit, okay? They don't have to start making all these new accounts and do it. You can use their same Revolut account. That's pretty damn interesting right there. What Zama frames the listing as a step toward mainstreaming on-chain privacy via fully homomorphic encryption. Listing Zama on Revolut is a long-term investment. They're not talking about buy today and sell tomorrow, okay? That's not what this channel is. That's like day trading or some shit that we don't do. Zama is a Paris. There you go. It's from Paris. That's how you know this thing's legit. Zama is a Paris-based open source cryptography company founded in 2020. Blockchain. It says here, they shifted their emphasis to confidential smart contracts as blockchain demand proves stronger than AI in the near term. The protocol is a cross-chain confidentiality layer, not a layer 1, layer 2 that sits on existing public chains. That's different. It looks like it's using zero knowledge proofs, and I wonder if there's any interaction with ZK Sync here. We'll find out, but I doubt it. Now, let's look at all their partners here. Proof symbolic. They got Fireblocks they're working with. Ledger. Because Ledger's out of France. T-Rex, that company T-Rex, dinosaur. Let's look through here. It has a T-Rex confidentiality layer. The guy that helped make Filecoin, he's like an investor in this. Summary assistant assessment. There's no collaboration with ZK Sync or Matter Labs. So that is your Zama. Let me click out of those. And how much time we got? 20 minutes. Okay, last article. This one's pretty large. I mean, it's big news. I can make it a short deep dive because we kind of talked about this the other day. I'm not going to do the T-Rex impression today. You guys have had more than enough. There's something called, we talked about TD Cohen the other day, and here's this company, Digital Prime Technologies, okay? Digital Prime Technologies receives investment from LTP. It's a digital asset prime brokerage company. Now, this article is very short. Later, we're going to get into showing what cryptos are involved. You got the Ripple company involved in this, okay? They are directly involved in this. Digital Prime Technologies received a strategic investment from Digital Asset Prime Brokerage. The investment means LTP joins the consortium of DPT partners. And those partners are going to also include Equilend, Galaxy Digital, and Marex, which are working to advance the next phase of institutional digital asset lending infrastructure. I'm going to highlight that and copy and paste. I want you to see what we're talking about here today. With this article here, we are talking about the next phase of institutional crypto lending. That's institutional digital asset lending. Okay, that's crypto for institutions. Institutions are right now getting into crypto and they want to do DeFi and lend it and make yield and all that shit we want to do. That's what's going on. Every article I'm reading to you now is institutions jumping in. That institution's jumping in. These three institutions jumping in. Crypto Hulk, what's going on with crypto? The biggest events that have ever happened are all happening right now. But why is the price not going up? Watch my program and you'll understand, okay? I'm not going to give people that easy answer because they don't even watch the fucking show. And guess what? These people are so fucking stupid. You tell them what it is, and then 2 days later, they forget. Well, why is it not going up again? They have no fucking idea. I cannot waste my time with dumb shit people. Now, according to the firms, LTP will serve as DPT's lead partner throughout the Asia Pacific, helping to expand regional institutional participation. this Asia Pacific, it's going to expand to them too. This is breaking out all over the whole world, everybody. They have a vision of continuous, around-the-clock lending markets, everybody, 24/7. LTP has an extensive institutional client network. They have prime brokerage capabilities. TokenNet. They have something called TokenNet. They want to help accelerate TokenNet's adoption among financial institutions that throughout Asia. Oh man, they're opening it all up. Let's go to the deep dive right now and see what companies do we recognize and what cryptos do we recognize that are involved in bringing all these institutions on chain so they can trade and buy and sell cryptos and stake, do all the staking and do all the, that's what they want to do, everybody. They want to control. Now is the time to pay attention to what I'm talking about, because all the giants, they're all in crypto and they're all hooking up their stores right now. It's almost like when they start coming in, all the prices dump. Very interesting. I don't know why. Do you think it could be that they're buying on dark pools? Are they buying on private ledgers? You know what, Crypto Hulk? That's it. That's what they're doing. Of course it's what they're doing. They're not buying where you and me. They're not buying on public blockchains. They're buying on private blockchains and dark pools. That's why you will not see their purchases, okay? They will not show up on the chart analysis. These dumb shits are like the blind leading the blind. Now, DPT stands for Digital Prime Technologies. That's who we're talking about here. It's a New Jersey-based institutional tech provider. It focuses on bridging traditional finance to crypto. That's what this company does. DPT brings crypto to the biggest companies of the world because they all want to buy it and lend it and lease it, okay? Digital Prime Digital Prime Technologies delivers customizable prime brokerage. Here's what they're doing: execution, lending solutions for broker dealers and capital market firms. They emphasize U.S. regulated securities market standards. They have risk control, life cycle management, and different custodial agents to protect all of this. Everybody, they are getting their whole system set up right now, okay? That's what I'm showing you, the biggest of the big. They're getting it all set up, and you will not see it in the price. Dark pools, private ledgers, okay? Now, in 2019, you have an ex-Cantor Fitzgerald. That's the person who helped start all this. Digital Prime Technologies. He is an ex-Cantor Fitzgerald employee. So in 2020, that's when I first got cryptos, 2020, product development and first clients onboarded. So that's when this company started bringing on everybody. They've been doing this shit for 6 years. Who knows how far along they are with all this tokenization, for real. Like, they could have almost everything tokenized and we won't know. Why? Dark pools, private ledgers, okay? When did they start all this tokenization? 6 years ago. They got FINRA membership in 2022, FINRA membership. They got permission by the SEC in 2022. Now, they got a lot of money from a Canadian company called TD Cowen. We talked about that yesterday. It started off in America, but a Toronto-based kind of company bought them out. TD Cowen is one of Canada's most systemically important banks, okay? They're involved in this. Now, 2023, they launched what's called TokenNet, a institutional digital asset lending platform. So that's when they started this all right there. And guess who was involved in all this? Hidden Road. In Hidden Road, that's Ripple right there. Anchorage Digital's involved. In 2026, Galaxy Digital got involved. We got BitGo involved in this. Let me look at their tech stack. They have multi-custodians. BitGo Bank and Trust, Go Network, Up Canton. Let me copy paste. Right there. Canton's involved in this. There you go. YSN is saying, Hulk, I think the fact crypto goes down in the opposite direction inversely with news is good compared to if they didn't move at all. They're kind of blowing their cover. Right. It's almost as if the more we see crypto adoption, the more the prices drop, right? 4 years ago, 3 years ago, Ripple's $3.80. What was going on in the crypto market? Really? Nothing at all like this. Nowhere near this at all. The prices were higher back then. We get really close to adoption, like right now, and the prices dump. That's not making sense. Corporation after corporation is getting hooked up. They're getting hooked into crypto platforms and the prices dump. Doesn't make any sense. That's how I know something's going on, okay? Like, this makes the opposite sense. 5 years ago, there were cryptos and more, like, what was Bitcoin 3 years ago, 2 years ago, or whatever, right? No, my all-time bench was like 435, and then I hurt myself. So I'm going to say, if I didn't, I would say about 415 to be safe. I was never too strong on a bench. When my all-time curl, the strongest on my curl was when I was like 48, 49 years old. I did like 105-pound curl like 3 times or something. One dumbbell. Rob, what does Rob have to say? Hulk is no nonsense. Authentic individuals like him are hard to find. Pleasure meeting him. Good old Robbie, Bobby. Okay, so now we know the Canton Network's involved in this. Oh, looky what else is involved. Let me copy paste. We've got Zodia Custody. And that means that's Standard Chartered, and that means that's Ripple. There's that. Here's the Zodia Custody article. Let's do a copy and a paste. There you go. Support for Canton Network. Assets via BitGo. Preferences of launch clients. Earlier Anchorage mentions of Zodiac custody integration. Ta-da, that's Ripple. And right before that, we had Canton. And if you throw in Canton, we got the Rise token, because the Rise token is what tokenizes on the Canton network. So let me type in Canton since they talked about it. And you can get that at Caleb and Brown. It's 9 cents. Copy and paste. Then we go to the Rise token. That token was like $3,200 for $1 million. I talked about it on this show, and it hit $25,000 for $1 million. Now it's down to like cheap. It's 0.006 cents right now. Rise token. What the Rise token does is they tokenize on top of the Canton network. And the Canton network, well, that's tied in with the DTCC. You know how much crypto they move? $5 quadrillion a year they're going to move. There's nobody bigger than that. It's as big as it gets. Those are those two cryptos. If you talk about the DTCC, you're talking about Stellar, because you got Hyperledger Besu, and that's Swift. And if you're talking about Swift, then you're talking about Linnea. So that's this crypto here. I recommend you get $1 million of each of Linnea. Rise token, you can't really get $1 million of unless you got probably $6,000-$7,000 right now. All right, let's see what else. What other cryptos can we find in here? Integration, Canton, Zodiac custody. Core use case. Turnkey. TokenNet. So again, they have that TokenNet, which is a digital tokenizing asset financing marketplace. Everybody, these institutions are all set up. They've tested this thing. It's all done. Now they're just implementing, getting ready for crypto laws. They're getting ready for that Clarities Act, everybody. This is where we're at, like right at the very end of cheap crypto. This will all be over. And you won't be able to buy no more. You'll be priced out. Then you're going to have to say, okay, now when am I going to start selling? The buying will be over. Once this Clarity Act thing hits, all this buying crypto will pretty much be over at that point. And it'll all be now, when do we sell, or what do we sell to buy? Maybe you get out of one crypto, you sell it off to go put it in something else. Now it's starting to get fun. We're getting closer to where we want to be. July, August. They're getting licensed. This token network with Equiland and all of this, they're starting to get their licenses. North America, Europe, APAC, Hong Kong, Australia, United Arab Emirates, Spain. They're getting all their licenses now around the world. They're getting all hooked up, getting their licenses ready to trade all around the world. And the 99% of the people on this planet have no idea what's going on at all. All they know is price. It's the only thing. And all they know is Bitcoin and Ethereum and Solana. That's all. They're going to get so destroyed right here. Digital Prime Technologies. So that's who we're talking about. This is the summary to wrap it up. Digital Prime Technologies is a company that builds software tools so traditional banks, traditional brokers, and big finance firms can lend and borrow crypto tokenized assets using the same strict rules. Their main product is called Tokenet. Tokenet, Tokenet. It acts like a professional marketplace where institutions can safely match loans, manage collateral through trusted custodians. That means no one's getting ripped off. And they handle the full life of a loan without the messy, informal style that has dominated crypto lending in the past. This is making news today because a major Asia, now you got Asia coming into this, a major Asia-based digital asset prime broker called LTP just invested in digital prime technology. So the Asians, Singapore, China, and all that, they're all getting involved in this, everybody. They're going to start trading. Across the Asia-Pacific region, it follows similar recent investments from other heavyweights like Galaxy Digital, Merix, Equilend, signaling that, listen to this, traditional finance players are seriously building the global plumbing needed for large-scale 24/7 institutional crypto and tokenized asset lending. They're all getting in, everybody. They're all hooking up the platforms, and they're getting ready for these crypto laws to hit, and then it's done. From what I showed you here, it looks like they might have been tokenizing for the past 6 years. They could, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how far along they are. I don't know when this happens. 6 months from now, a year, I have no idea. 2 years, I don't know. What I do know is that we're on the right track. We're reading the right news. You're seeing it early. We're watching what they're doing. We just don't know when somebody's going to blow the whistle or pull the trigger and say, go, run. I have no idea. With that, I think that'll be it. We're at the 1 hour and 2 minute mark. We're done, and I will see you in the next one. If I can make, I'm going to try to make a, a show for tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. on the Patreon. I don't have anything put together now, but I'm going to try. So if I can put a show together, it'll be on the Patreon at 7 a.m. This show right here will go live tomorrow, maybe at, 2 or 3 in the afternoon, something like that. I'll see you.